Hockey feels back home singing. I was down with the Afghanistan, just about a mile from the Pakistanis. And they roll. Hockey feels back home. Everybody. Oh, when them hockey balls get hot, you can smell your Oxycontin. You guys know this? I'm sorry, I just lost it there for a minute. We'll do something from a Walt Disney film with slight political overtones. Super frantic and productive, nothing legislation. Want to change your Congress, you provide some lubrication. CEOs cannot complain of over-regulation. Voters get what you deserve, great procrastination. From super passive, unproductive, nothing legislation. I think I have politics all figured out. Tell me what you think. My son was flunking out of college. I said, I'm going to choose a woman for you to marry. He said, no. I said, she's Bill Gates' daughter. I said, okay. I called Bill Gates, I want your daughter to marry my son. He said, no. I said, he's the CEO of World Bank. He said, okay. I called the president of World Bank, I want you to make my son the CEO. He said, nope. I said, he's Bill Gates' son-in-law. He said, okay. Almost messed that one up. Well, since my memory left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down at the... Been having trouble lately with my short-term memory. And my long-term memory. And my short-term memory, too. I think every woman's dream is to have a man pick her up in his arms, carry her into the bedroom, throw her down on the bed, and then clean the entire house while she sleeps. This lady comes out of heart surgery and God's standing at the foot of the bed. She said, am I going to die? God said, no, you have 30 more years. She feels so good she stays in the hospital, and after she recovers, she gets liposuction, gets her breast enhanced, gets her neck pulled up, gets an eyebrow lift, her nose fixed, and collagen in her lips. She's walking out of the hospital, she's going across the parking lot, she gets hit by an ambulance. 2 days later, she's standing in heaven, she runs into God. She said, I thought I had 30 more years. God said, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. A couple months ago, a girl rode by me on a bicycle. I yelled, cow. She turned around and flipped me off, and she hit the cow. She hit me again. Guy calls up his boss and says, I'm sick. His boss says, what's wrong? The guy says, I have anal glaucoma. The boss says, what's that? The guy said, I really can't see my ass coming into work today. Here's a word about Folger's coffee for senior citizens. The best part of waking up is just waking up. Yeah. Old guy's walking down the hall in this retirement home. He sees this door open. He walks in. There's this old lady standing there. He walks up to her. He says, I bet you can't guess how old I am. She says, I bet you I can. Drop her pants. He drops his pants. She says, you're 96. He said, gee, you're right. How did you know? She said, you told me at breakfast this morning. Old guy walks into a surgery center, and the receptionist says, what do you got? He says, shingles. She said, all right, fill out this form. Nurse will be in to get you. Nurse takes him into another room, says, what do you got? He said, shingles. She said, okay. She said, take off all your clothes except for your underwear, climb up on this table. Doctor will be right in. Doctor walks in, says, what do you got? Guy says, shingles. Doctor said, where? Guy said, out in the truck. Where do you want them? Old lady calls 911. Sheriff shows up, says, what? She said, I'll tell you what. Next door, my neighbor, curtains wide open. He's been parading back and forth, stark naked for the last hour and a half. Sheriff looks out and says, I don't see anything. She says, no, you got to climb up on the dresser and look through the skylight. See what's going on in the news. Nationwide SPCA clinic, dogs and cats spayed and neutered $4, senior citizens $2.75. Marie Osmond fired as spokesperson for Nutrisystem after testing positive for Hidden Valley Ranch dressing and Krispy Kreme donuts. God, speaking of donuts, the president of Dunkin' Donuts died. They found him, his eyes are all glazed over. Over 1,200 cops at the funeral. And he was laid to rest in a box with 11 others. A recent study has found that women who carry a little extra weight around seem to live a whole lot longer than the guys that bring it up. And finally, in a recent poll, residents of Arizona were asked if they thought illegal immigration is a serious problem. 29% said yes it is, 71% said no es un problema serioso. Got any kids here tonight? Just think, kids, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook were all the same company. We could call them you Twitface.
Twitface.
I have a joke for kids. Let's see how it works. This little duck walks into a convenience store. He goes up to the clerk. He says, "Got any grapes?" The clerk said, "Nope." Little duck leaves. Next day, the little duck comes in the convenience store. Walks up to the clerk. Says, "Got any grapes?" The clerk says, "Nope." Little duck leaves. Next day, the little duck comes in the convenience store. Walks up to the clerk. Says, "Got any grapes?" The clerk said, "Listen, this is the third day in a row you've been here. I told you I don't have any grapes. You come in here asking for grapes, you're going to nail your little feet to the floor." Next day, the little duck comes in the convenience store. Walks up to the clerk. Says, "Got any nails?" The clerk said, "Nope." Little duck said, "Good. Got any grapes?" I told you about Harriet and Harvey a while ago. They fought every day of their lives. Harvey's getting his annual physical. While he's getting dressed, the doctor pulls Harriet aside and says, "Okay, I tell you what, if he has any chance at all, here's what you have to do. Every morning, make him a nice healthy breakfast. Every night, a nice nutritional dinner. Make sure that from now on, no household chores whatsoever. And from now on, the house has to be spotless and germ-free." Harriet and Harvey are walking to the car, and Harvey said, "What did the doctor say?" Harriet said, "You're gonna die." I think at this time I'll do something that's never been done on the opera stage before. I shall tell two parrot jokes in a row. Burger's going through a bedroom. He starts to unplug a dresser drawer. Starts to open the dresser drawer, and he hears this, "Jesus is watching you." Turns around, there's no one there. Starts to unplug the TV, hears this voice again, "Jesus is watching you." Takes out his flashlight. Over in the corner, there's a cage with a parrot in it. Burger says, "Was that you?" The parrot says, "Yes, it was." Burger says, "What's your name?" The parrot says, "My name is Moses." Burger says, "What kind of a family name a parrot Moses?" The parrot said, "The same family named our Rottweiler Jesus." And now we'll attempt to do another parrot joke. And I'll also end with a religious message. So this lady's walking by a pet store. She sees this gorgeous parrot. She goes in and says, "How much for that parrot?" Owner says, $20. She said, $20? My God, it's beautiful. All that plumage, all those feathers, it's gorgeous. He said, $20. She said, "What's wrong with it?" He said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Just have to warn you that it was raised in a brothel." He said, "Well, for $20, I'll take my chances." Takes the parrot home, hangs it in the front room, goes in the kitchen, fills the water dish, comes back out. The parrot goes, "Pretty lady, ooh, pretty lady." About that time, her daughters walk in. The parrot goes, "Ooh, pretty girls, pretty girls." Her husband walks in. The parrot says, "Hey, Kevin." We can't end on a brothel joke, okay? Now you have to take your kids home and explain to them what a brothel is. It's a